Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Never mind. Well, I was going to start this video out in the garage, but as you can probably hear or currently tell, it's monsooning out. We happen to be going through a hurricane or tropical storm or whatever it is at this very moment. So, dealing with that, like I said, not in the particular environment that I would like to be in, but the video must go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. And it has been far too long. I believe my last video was posted 3 months ago, which is insane. But with that being said, I have some news, and I have some announcements, and I have some, I guess, catching up for you guys. Anyway, like I said, I have some news. Some big news, some big changes have come to the channel and where we're going to be going from here on. Why are you not focusing? Focus. What is it? Are we in auto or in man? That's why we're in auto, damn it. There we go. Now she's dialed. But as I was saying, we have a couple big announcements for the channel, and not trying to gaslight this video or like hype it up or anything, but that it is a big change. This is probably the biggest change that this channel has seen or is going to see probably ever, maybe. But, well, as you can tell, this isn't the shop. Doesn't look like the shop. There's no lift. It's a mess, just like the shop was, but this ain't it. This ain't the shop. So, gonna get you guys up to speed on that and give you a rundown. I made a list. I actually made a list of points that I would like to talk about, so that tells you how, I don't want to say serious this is, but how legit, I guess. So with that being said, I'm just gonna send it out here. So if there's rain noise or lightning or thunder in the background, I'm sorry. I'm gonna apologize in advance for that, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I don't want to be walking around echoing and such, and I feel like this is the proper place to do this video, if that makes sense. Well, I don't even know how I want to start this. Like, this video is just so different for me. Like, I've never had to kind of present a video like this. So, basically, I'll just go to my list. Let me check my list. You know what? I'll dial it in even more. Put her. You know, people say that the big wing on skid mark is useless, but bam, perfect tripod. Almost perfect tripod. Now she's dialed. So, let me see if I can fix the lighting too, because this is trash. I'll crack the door. But anyway, so, like I said, not the shop. Kind of, I guess that's the big announcement, is that I am no longer own the shop or have the shop or partaking in shop shenanigans. So, like I said, no longer have the shop. And kind of the reason, I'll wait till this truck goes by. Kind of the reason why I left, and like, this is all situation based, this is just how I feel about it. So, you know, giving you guys a video, giving you guys my perspective just to make content is literally what this is all about. Like, I don't really care to make a video on this. I didn't really want to talk about it. But like I said, from a YouTube perspective and where I want to go with the channel and all that, I feel like I should at least make a video on it. But some of the reasons why I left, and the main reason why I left, is because for me, I kind of lost motivation going there. I kind of, you know, didn't really feel the need to even have the shop. I didn't really want to be there. Every time I was there, it was just a burden or a chore, and it was an extra expense. So it was taking away from, or at least I felt it was taking away from the projects, my channel, my motivation, mental health, if you really want to call it that, but not really. But just like, that's kind of it, to like sum it up. Is it was just, it didn't make sense to me, and it was kind of a poor investment. Like, I felt like I was spending a lot of money on something that I wasn't using to its full potential and wasn't going to use to the full potential. Now, the thing about the shop is, it's like, you know, it was cool to have a lift. It was very nice, it was very convenient. chances are in the future I'm probably going to kick myself for getting rid of the shop and getting rid of the lift, but it is what it is. Sometimes you need to take a step back to move 2 or 3 steps forward, and I feel like that's kind of what this is and the route that I wanted to take and go with. So with that being said, you know, reasons why I left, it was a poor investment on my end. I felt my living situation, you know, kind of suffered there. You know, I wasn't in a place that I was close to the shop. You know, I had to drive an hour away, and you know, with working out in the sun, especially the hot fucking sun from Florida, like that heat is just ridiculous. So it's like, by the time I got home, changed, showered, you know, I don't really necessarily want to drive an hour back to the shop to go sweat, just to drive an hour back in my sweat and filth, you know, and film a video and do all that. So that's also another reason why I left. Another one is, you know, I shared the shop. So anybody who's ever had roommates knows that it can be very difficult and tedious trying to work or trying to plan things when you have somebody else there. So, I mean, it is what it is, just having roommates. So, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. If you've ever had roommates before, you understand, you know, like, you don't really have, obviously you have your personal space, but you don't have access to your personal space all the time, which, you know, I knew about going in. I signed a lease. I went 50-50 on it. So, like, no harm, no foul there. I'm just, like I said, explaining my side and like how I feel about the decisions I made and where I want to go. Now, you might be asking, where is the channel going to go now? How are you still going to do car content? How are you still going to do the things that you want to do and the things that I promised so long ago? Well, that's kind of the thing. It's not really a bad thing, it's not really a good thing. But, you know, without the lift, obviously I'm going to face some challenges, but it's nothing that I haven't done before. Like, this channel was kind of founded, like the foundation of the channel was started in a driveway at my buddy's house on my V6 Mustang. So, I'm not a stranger to this. Like, this is nothing new to me. So, that being said, I feel like I keep saying that being said. I don't think I should be using that being said. But anyway, this isn't strange to me. Like, I've done this before. I've worked on cars on the ground before, and you know, but the kind of gist of it is with the, you know, the shop, the situation, like I said, it really came down to money, and looking at it from an investment standpoint, it didn't make sense. But yeah, I had to change my perspective, or change my situation to change my perspective. Was it an easy choice? Absolutely not. Was it something I pondered for a very long time? If you know me and you were close and you saw like kind of the thought process, and not really the stuff that I was dealing with, but the decisions that I was making, not like they're bad or anything, but like just the decisions that I was making, the route that I wanted to take, the route that I want to take with this channel, it made sense. Like, it just, you know, I pondered it forever. Like, in reality, I've probably been thinking about getting rid of the shop for at least 6 months. Like, at least. But I just kind of went out on a limb and just was like, you know, I'm done. I don't really want to be here anymore. I don't really feel a need to be here anymore. And I feel like it's kind of holding me back more than it's pushing me forward. So that follows back, or that goes back to taking a step back to take 2 or 3 steps forward type situations. But, you know, like I said, you make decisions and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, you know, and this is all still very new. It's all still very different to process. And, you know, it wasn't an easy decision. You know, it was a very tough decision. Like I said, you know, I thought about it for probably at least 6 months on and off about, like, is it worth it? You know, how's this going to affect the channel? How's this going to affect, like, my future in this and my passions and such? So, you know, it is what it is, but it had to happen. You know, I think it's the step for this channel to go in the right direction, and for me to get more organized and focus on my goals and focus on the builds and the quality of the videos and the quality of the builds. You know, like, skid marks here. I have the 5.0 and Savage out there. So, I'll show you later. You'll see it. But, yeah, that's kind of like the gist of it. So, like, I guess the cat's out of the bag, like I'm out of the shop, that's like the big kicker. But now following up with some of the other questions that, or other elephants I guess, that should be addressed in the room. Where's this gonna take the channel? What's the plan with the builds? Are we keeping all the same builds? Are we doing new builds? Has that changed? You know? And the answer is, quite frankly, all of the builds are still on the channel. Like I still have all 4 of the cars, I still have all 4 of the Mustangs, I'd still like to do all 4 of those projects. However, like I said, with moving here and doing this and getting my own space, it gives me the opportunity to get more organized. So I feel like I can finally come up with a game plan, get somewhat structure on the channel for the builds and for everything else. You know, like just life in general, I feel it's a lot less chaotic and a lot less poorly planned, you know. But with this opportunity, like I said, you know, it leads me into different things. You know, eventually, and not even eventually, like very soonly, I would like to start a brand for the channel. You know, to promote merch and to make cool stuff like hats and shirts and, well, hats and shirts. Friggin' dyslexia kicking in right there. But no, like make a brand, you know, start a brand, start investing more in this channel and more in my passions and having the freedoms to do that, you know. It's like, that's the problem, is like filming these videos for me, and I've had this conversation with a couple of my friends, my close friends before, but like filming videos and talking to a camera by yourself is awkward. Like this is so awkward for me and uncomfortable, but you know, it's how you do it. You just kind of gotta get thrown into it. But when you're in an environment that not only are you trying to put yourself out there and film content or quality content and talk to a camera, but now you have somebody else constantly watching you. And I'm not saying it's like all the time, but like just, you know, like that's kind of like the awkwardness. Is it's like you're trying to record and make something, but at the same time somebody's there, so then you start feeling awkward and uncomfortable, and it's awkward and uncomfortable for them. So it's like, I feel like that's also going to help with this. Like it's going to get me more comfortable with filming. It's going to get me more comfortable with talking to the camera and, you know, presenting ideas and build qualities and, you know, video qualities. I think, you know, the only way to go up is just by doing it, you know. So with that being said, back to the list, because I need structure because my ADD will kick through the roof. You know, the plans with the cars, they're all staying the same. Maybe the order of them getting finished and getting worked on is going to change, but like I said, we're still getting situated here, still coming up with ways to make this place as efficient as possible and the channel as efficient as possible. So that leads, you know, to brands and branding of the channel, more organization, and, you know, just kind of taking priority in the channel and in my work. So that's kind of like the big kicker and like the gist of this video, of like just getting you guys up to speed and telling you what's going on and what's going down per se. Not like going down, but like, you know what I mean, just like what's happening around, and you know, where we're taking this place, and where we're even taking any of these builds. We literally moved out of the shop and just kind of threw everything in here because we had this freaking hurricane coming through. You can't see it, but there's a culvert over there and it's full of water, so 5 of us sitting here looking pretty and Savage is right behind it. But yeah, so I get to actually enjoy my space and make it my own and make it personal and get that kind of like personal connection that I think this channel needs, you know? Like, instead of always winging videos and just kind of pissing in the wind and like that's the direction we're taking, we're gonna get more structured, more organized, or at least I'd like to hope that I will. You know, I can't say that I will or won't because I'm fucking ADD. So, but like I don't know, that's just kind of like the goal, that's kind of the gist of it. And you know, I'm very excited, I'm nervous, you know, I'm ambitious, I'm also scared because like this is a huge step and it's a huge change. But you know, good changes never come easy and they never come comfortably. So, you know, it's something, and I'm excited for it and I'm excited to see where it goes. But anyway, that's your news update. We'll get back to the video and back to organizing at this place, you know, Casa de Garage. So I'm gonna get to that and get more organized and up in here. Look at the rain, dude. Oh, I'll pause it too. Look at that, dude. Crazy. Crazy. Got the old hurricane status. Crazy. You got the, you know, the race car outside and this inside. Not it. Oh, I'm gonna have to close that door now. Damn it. Dude, it's coming in. Holy crap. Shoo. Well, folks, we're getting there. She's getting a little bit more organized. I got that put together, and I got emptied a box full of like detailing supplies. Got this rack put together. She's, you know, almost full. I have one more rack over here. But it needs to be cut in order to fit up here. So I'm gonna do that probably in another video or later this weekend. And then start putting up some parts and measuring to see if I can get the 5.0 in here, because that's the goal, is to put it right here. And then leave Savage outside until Savage gets clean, and then maybe swap a Rooney or whatever. But yeah, so we're getting there. Gotta figure out something to do with these tires, maybe put them on the rack, or I don't know. But we have a little bit of room that we can work with, and I think in all reality we might be able to get the 5.0 in there, like right here, and keep the weight bench in here and such and things. So, but my camera's about to die and I have to go find the charger, so that's probably it for this video. Next video will be definitely more organizing of the shop, or the garage, or shop, whatever, garage shop. And then yeah, probably a couple detailing videos, because all of these cars are filthy and have been filthy for the last like 2 months. So that's coming up next. But yep, good things coming soon, big things coming soon. So thank you guys for, you know, sticking with me and watching the channel and continuing to watch the channel and staying subscribed. I really appreciate it on my end. But until next time, guys, love you. Deuces.